welcome to my show. Welcome, my friends, to a show that never ends. You are tuned in to CopOnCops, a show where a real-life, dyed-in-the-wool cop gives his perspective on law enforcement issues. Today's going to be a great show, mostly because it features me doing something you probably didn't know that I do. You see, sometimes I don't just do my thing on patrol every day. Sometimes I get a call on the red phone and have to drop everything to help referee a situation. This time I was called all the way to the weirdo state, California. And it just gets weirder the further south you go and the closer you get down to the nation of Taco Bell. So let me just lay out the situation for you, people. The awesome police force down in the city of Calexico were being attacked in the media by some communist watch groups. A couple people on the force turned out to be traitors, and the whole thing just got worse when they tried to fix the situation by hiring a new police chief. So this new police chief starts asking everyone a bunch of questions about why they spent $100,000 on surveillance equipment they installed around town. They got him in some of the local business leader offices. You know why? Because even though they claim they're not crooked liars, it turns out people do lie. Now, there was some heat also over why they installed some monitoring equipment in the dressing rooms at Dress Barn. Which is ridiculous because they had already explained to everyone that the dressing rooms at Dress Barn are where ISIS has been mixing up their dirty bombs. You know? So long story short, the FBI has to go down there and try to get everyone to kiss and make up. But this new police chief has been telling the media these surveillance operations are just for extortion, and that the dressing room cameras are being used to watch women change into summer dresses and a bunch of hogwash like that. So I was called down there to speak at a press conference and help clear some things up. Let's take a look. What is wrong with you people? Look at you all. Your beady little eyes. I can't wait to hear what Police Chief Bostic has to say because he up and went nuts and you can't stand it. You love it when people go nuts. As long as there's room in your digital memory cards, then it is on like Simon Le Bon. Alright? Alright. Anyway, I'm Officer Steve Poppet of the New York Municipal Police Department. And I was sent down here to speak on behalf of the FBI. You know, those people who protect you every day from Jihadi John pouring acid down your pants? Or putting yellow cake in your hash browns? If it weren't for the FBI, you go on vacation, and while you're gone, ISIS has recruited your dog, or your parakeet. Those birds can talk, you know. Don't you wonder what they talk about when you're not around? Well, the wonderful people at the FBI do know, and it ain't pretty, people. Okay, so before we bring out Police Chief, I should just read here from these FBI talking points. Let me just find the first card here. Okay, first a few ground rules. As Chief Bostic has experienced a nervous breakdown, anything he says will be crazy talk. Okay? What that means, for all you Poindexters out there, is don't print it. When the FBI tells you not to do something, don't do it, okay? It's called respect. That's all it is. Alright, another ground rule is do not look directly at Chief Bostic. And any video of him must have his face pixelated. You know what would be cool? Is if you could, like, superimpose a straitjacket or, like, some kind of dunce cap on him, like, pew! But give credit where credit is due. That's a Poppet personal favorite right there. Alright. Chief Bostic is probably going to make some ridiculous claims that officers on the Calexico force are covering up corruption through extortion. You know, like, these cops were seen stealing grapes from the supermarket. And then some greenhorn grew a pair and tried to report it to Internal Affairs. So they torched his speedboat. Stuff like that, but it's totally untrue, okay? The FBI knows these cops and knows they're all team players. That's why they're here, running the show and keeping an eye on Bostic. I know these officers too, and they're straight up guys. I joined them for a barbecue last summer, and all I can say is, wow, what a bunch of great guys. We had this cut I've never even had before. It's called long pork. Let me tell you, it was the most tender and succulent meat I ever had. What? What? This guy over here, he's probably just jealous that he didn't get invited. Oh yeah, and these barbecues are like nothing you've ever seen before. After everybody eats, they go into like this, we go to this huge domed room, and it's like, it must be like 30 feet tall. It looks like ancient Rome or something. You put these cloaks on, and everybody wears masks. It's kind of fruity, but you know, it really added to the fun. And for us single guys, it is just awesome, because these girls come out, and they are hot. And they aren't wearing many clothes, if you know what I mean. So they go around in a circle, and they stop when they find a guy they like. Then I guess it's the host of the thing, reads a Latin word from some book, and anyway, I'm going off on a tangent now. Let's go ahead and bring out Chief Bostic, okay?
I gotta give you just a minute.
Somebody get water or something?
So, I've been here 2 weeks as your chief, and there can be nothing more embarrassing than to have your department under that kind of scrutiny.
That's Police Chief Michael Bostic remembering the FBI taking over his department in a criminal investigation less than a month ago. He says other than John Moreno and Maritza Hurtado, he has yet to meet with the remainder of the city council members. Bostic says cleaning up corruption within the department has been very difficult due to the lack of support from political officials, who he claims are trying to throw him out of his position.
And council members and members of the POA and the former chief and his board of supervisors are undermining that investigation.
Bostic says he is still unable to share information on the ongoing FBI investigation. However, he did say that some of his officers are suspected of spending about $100,000 on surveillance equipment for extortion practices.
So you wonder why city council members from time to time in cities act in a very strange way? They're being extorted. They're being extorted with information and with pictures. And unfortunately, some of my officers were up to that, and we have the physical evidence currently in the hands of the FBI to prove it.
My final thoughts for this show are this. If you ever get invited to a cool party or barbecue, don't tell anyone about it, or you'll be banned from ever going again. And if you're like me, you definitely aren't going to appreciate the way they choose to deliver that message. I mean, at one point I'm getting dressed in the locker room, and next thing I know, I'm black bagged and knocked around until I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And when I came to and managed to wriggle my way out of the bag, I'm in a laundry basket at the top of one of the spires on this really high bridge. There was nothing I could do. I had no phone. Nobody could hear me with all the wind whipping around. Oh man, the wind was blowing like Bob Dylan up there. It was so freaking cold, I had to shimmy my way down, but the wind was blowing so hard it took me like 6 hours. Got my hands all cut up. Anyway, good one, guys. I got your note. Don't worry, I read you loud and clear. I know this show is supposed to provide some commentary on current law enforcement issues, but my head's just not in it with all these painkillers. I bust kids with OxyContin on them all the time. But let me tell you, you crush one of those pills up and snort it up your nose.
Crush a pill, I think I motherfucking will. I'm so broke that I'm snorting with the dollar bill. I wanna quit, I wanna fucking give up. Put a straw to the line and snort that shit up.
I'm not kidding, the pressures of the job just fade away. I'm glad I didn't throw those things away. Thanks for watching. See you next time.